Ọjọ́ agbára náà tí ọ̀sán dòru, tàsọjọ́ mímọ́ kalẹ̀. Ìràwọ̀ méje ló yọ ní òkè ọ̀run, àwọn ẹyẹ wọn ké lulí. Ọjọ́ agbára náà tí ọ̀sán dòru, ó ní tàsọjọ́ mímọ́ kalẹ̀. Ìràwọ̀ méje ló yọ ní òkè ọ̀run, àwọn ẹyẹ wọn ké lulí.
At this point, I'll call upon another expert in this field. Is a broadcast journalist with years of experience, sports consultant with DAC Communications PLC in Abuja, and is the media advisor with Central Cathedral Abuja. And I'm talking of Superior Senior World Leader Tunde Orebi. World Leader Tunde Orebi. Are you there, sir?
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm from Central Cathedral right here in Abuja. The impact of the media. Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. The media actually, I am going to be speaking not as a blogger or whatever, but at least from our own perspective, which is the media itself. That's the writing press or the broadcast side of it. As a producer or as a news editor, please, I want you to listen to this very, very well. If I send my reporter out, and if he sees a pastor fighting on the road or causing commotion, and he doesn't bring back that report, and I'm able to find it on any other channel, that reporter is in serious trouble. It's in serious trouble. Why am I saying so? Our aim is to find reports or stories that will sell. And a lot of, I know the professor is aware of this. I know Dr. Hamilton is also aware. And even Daddy Ebenezer. If I send a reporter, if it doesn't bring back the story that can sell my newspaper or ensure that I am on top of other broadcast media, then there's a trouble. Okay, so you might say that is negative. Yes, negative sells more in the media. Positivity is a bit not looked at, except if somebody wins an award like Professor Wole Soyinka, who happens to come from Nigeria, and of course, is flying the flag of the country. So if that story too is missed, which is positive, then there is another problem for that reporter. So that is the way we look at it when we're in the newsroom. We want the best, and we go for the best. But positively now, sir, talking about the Celestial Church of Christ, I am wearing a sutana. This sutana is the image of my church, the Celestial Church of Christ. If I'm on the road and if I'm driving and somebody decides to give me a problem, I will not come down and handle that situation, but to appeal to whatever is happening there, because I am carrying the image of the station, of the Celestial Church. But if I am in my t-shirt, as a sports journalist, I can go there and fight. I will ensure that my right is protected, and I don't care whatever happens, except if somebody is able to recognize my face. So there are two things there. When you are carrying this thing on, people are aware that you are a celestial, and you must behave like a celestial. But Mommy has said it, we're in this world. We cannot run away from what is happening in this world. So if you act in a way that is contrary to my view, I can respond in a way that will make you very angry. But when I'm wearing this particular sutana, I must behave. That is what I expect to see when we come into the church. I give you an instance. When an NTA crew came to Central Cathedral, Abuja, before their arrival, we already told them, members of the church, through the announcement by the secretary of the church, please, we have visitors coming to us today. Do not misbehave. And thank God, nothing negative ever happened. And of course, our shepherd actually buttressed that with some points from the Bible, that these are people who are celebrating, and they were celebrating Jesus Christ. I think it has been said that we don't look at media as something that is very important in Celestial Church of Christ. The reason why it's happening like that, I don't know. When Redeem was to start their own, they contacted some of us and we were supposed to go there, but because they won't allow us to wear sutana on a Sunday, we jettisoned the idea. And those who went in there were members, or some of my colleagues that went in there, they put down the rules and regulation, which actually was sent to the pastor or the general overseer, who looked at it with his team and they approved it. Nothing like that happened in Celestial Church of Christ. When the late Papa was coming to Channel 7 for programs most of the time, I think it was supposed to have started at that time by members who were in the church before us, people like George Amuan and the likes. But maybe there was no policy in place, which was there was no policy that we could follow. The reason why we are misbehaving in today's media. So anything that we just carry our phone to do makes news to whoever is doing it. Somebody can sit in his room and then create a story and then maybe fabricate a story and get it on. So positively, sir, we are now in an era where it is very difficult to control what is going out. And it is time that this is done. But how do we do it? To make it positive, you need to actually discuss with members of the church. For instance, my own parish shepherd may have to call a meeting of the congregation and discuss things that will ensure that positivity is the thing that goes out from Celestial Church of Christ. If anybody sees anything that is wrong, should come forward to the corporate side. That's another thing which we don't have. They go back to the corporate side of the church and tell them, with the parochial committee's involvement, I'm sure we'll be coming out positively from Celestial Church of Christ. Additionally, sir, training which has been emphasized is also very good, but it should be down the line. Down the line, we've already envisaged the one of the media. We've talked about the one of the shepherd. We also have to talk about some other sides of the church, the choristers, the wearing of transparent sutana that you see through. If somebody sees the person at a function, you can't tell the media in that function not to actually take a picture and put it across in his own mind the way he wanted to sell the story. So we need the cooperation of both members of Celestial Church of Christ in whatever parish they are in to be able to sit down. Once we have the idea, the guides to follow from international, then we sit down with what we have, what we can do to ensure that we don't violate what we are putting out. I also want to appeal to our leaders and to appeal to members of the church. This phone is not a Bible. The phone we carry about is not a Bible. Can we go to the church with our Bible? Can we make sure that the Bible is the in thing and the hymn book, which is which are the instruments, that we use in Celestial Church of Christ. Because when you go to church, like this last Sunday, I was in one parish, and the entire team, the people that were sitting outside, were not concentrating on what was going on. So if I have my camera, if I want to be diabolic, I could as well take in that shot and place it, to another reporter. I'll give it out to another reporter, and then that person, I'll formulate a report about it and give it to him. So these are some of the things that we have to look at, sir, to be able to come up with positive aspect of our Celestial Church of Christ. And then those are other people who advertise. I don't know why you want to advertise as a Celestian and you are selling drugs, and you are telling somebody, come and buy holy water, and then you are putting it on air. That is not part of what we're supposed to do. But because if they bring it to my organization, sir, ma, I will take money from them, I will flash it. Because you can't stop me as an organization not to take it from them. It is the church itself that should prioritize some of the things they're supposed to tell members not to do. We have several people who do certain things which are not ideal. But when they see this Sultana, it is an image that one of us should be prepared to ensure that no negative things emanate from it. I was in one place and a particular event happened, and because we got up to actually offer prayer, the person was having a nightmare or maybe about fainting, and we prayed for that person. And the noise out there was that, oh, these people, they have been able to save somebody in this place. So that is positivity. But when I go there and I decide to start making noise to cause trouble, then I am bringing the image of the organization of Celestial Church into disrepute. I am happy that our daddy has talked about relationship with other media houses. It must go. If it doesn't happen, they will continue to just come up with different names about Celestial Church. I'm also happy that our daddy has talked about, that's Daddy Hamilton, has talked about how to regulate so that we don't put CCC in my whatever program that I'm doing. But if I'm putting CCC, I have the permission from the top to be able to use CCC for the program we're doing. So these are some of the things that we have to look at to ensure that positive is the aspect of things that goes out of Celestial Church of Christ. But as human beings, it might be a bit difficult for some because they might not want to obey. And an appeal is the in thing, not the dictatorial point of view, even from the top to people. If you are dictatorial about it, then they also will react in a bad manner, which is not good for our image. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for that. In fact, this is getting more and more interesting by the minute. And the Lord God will continue to be with you, sir. And this is what happens when you have people who know what they are doing, dealing with the issues. The thing is, I and this is my opinion now, I believe Celestial Church is blessed so much that we have everything. In fact, we have everything in excess. We have expertise, we have the manpower, we have the knowledge, the wisdom. But the challenge that we've had over the years is putting that we've always put squares in circle in circle holes, and then we put triangles in square holes. But with what is happening now, we can tell that triangles will go in triangle holes. And thank you very much, Daddy Tunde Orebi. I was going to say reporting live, but thank you very much, sir. Someone here already commented that you are the media guru at Central Cathedral, Abuja, and the Lord God will continue to empower you. And I want to believe that even with, because we're going to make recommendations, like we said, and I've noted down what has been said so far. One thing I've picked from what you said again, sir, is that the authorities need to put restrictions in place on some things. And the words that came to my head is patent. You know, I think some of our things, just like you rightly said, some of our, even our hymns, some of our things need to be, and because this wasn't done in the past, doesn't mean it cannot be done now. And by the time we put, you know, gurus like you together, I'm sure we can work on something where, you know, nobody can infringe or use our things without our permission. And I think that is a goal that we should all be driving towards. Thank you very much, sir. I've made a note of it, and we'll put them all together and work together with it. Thank you very much, sir.